Self-care, I feel, is a term that's been thrown around in our generation to try to fix all things, and it's often misused, especially when it's taken to the extremes. I feel like self-care is used as an excuse to splurge or to treat yourself, but honestly, sometimes it's a little toxic. Self-care is so important, especially as an entrepreneur, and I think self-care can look different for every person. So in this video, I'm going to try to give you a few habits that have helped me as an entrepreneur to stay calm and collected as much as possible, and that I think could really help you. These tips are not your typical tips that you hear out there in the internet. Especially number 4 is my favorite, so make sure to stick around for that one, and let's get right into it. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? My name is Maricruz. I'm an engineer, environmentalist, and entrepreneur. I started 3 businesses during my PhD program, 2 of which I'm still running today as a full-time engineer. So in this channel, I show you how to start and grow your small business sustainably, even if you're working full-time. I am so excited to share with you these self-care habits because I feel like they really have helped me throughout these past 6 years of being an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, and I just want to share them with y'all, and I hope they're helpful. The first self-care habit that I want to share with you is planning. I think planning has allowed me to stay somewhat calm and collected as a small business owner, and yes, I consider it self-care. As a founder, you have 1.5 million thoughts in your head at all times. So if you think of a self-care tip like sitting on the couch and binge watching a really bad reality TV show, which for some that's a self-care tip, as a founder you might have way too many thoughts in your head and you'll be sitting there thinking of those things that you have to do instead of actually enjoying the show. So it becomes not as satisfying and not as beneficial to your health. So I would instead take a little bit of time to plan out your thoughts and plan out the tasks that you have in your head just roaming around. Write it out and figure out when you're gonna do them, and that way you can calmly and kind of accept the fact that you can't do them all right now, so you can put that on your planner and then enjoy the show or enjoy whatever other self-care activity you want to do. But first you gotta plan.
A lo que yo vine fue a esto.
The second habit that has really allowed me to stay somewhat sane is prioritizing my sleep. I think sleep is the best gift you can give yourself, especially quality sleep. You can take, again, any other self-care tip, like I have my sister and my nieces that love doing their nails, like they're manicure girlies for sure, and that's part of their self-care, right? But if you take that hour to go get your nails done and add that to quality sleep, oof, you just feel like heaven's doors open up and your life is just completely turned around because you're well rested. It's just a total life changer, and I feel like this is undervalued in our society right now, but sleep is like the ultimate self-care. I feel like people are gonna hate me for saying no manicures. I didn't say no manicures. You can get your manicure. Just also get 7 and 8 hours of sleep, okay? Unless you're already sleeping 7 to 9 hours, then go ahead, get your manicures. They're cute. The third habit is pretty straightforward, is to eat healthy. You have to fuel your body with the correct stuff in order for it to keep going and doing all the million things you have to do as an entrepreneur, especially if you're working full-time. So eating whole foods, the classics, eating healthy, I feel like sometimes the self-care world says that ordering some pizza and eating a pint of ice cream is okay and is part of the self-care and treating yourself, but I don't think so. I think that's actually having the opposite effect. You're gonna feel worse the next day and it's just gonna down spiral from there. So just do yourself your favor and just eat a little healthier, and I think that's a self-care habit that you should build that could replace needing to do some other more little toxic self-care habits. By fueling your body with the correct stuff, you're literally taking care of yourself. So like self-care is in there already. So it's a great habit to start building, and you'll reap benefits in like other aspects of your life too. So win-win. The fourth self-care habit is my favorite, and it's probably the easiest. Make time to laugh. Whether it's a good show, that one friend that just makes you crack up every time, like deep belly laughs, like can't breathe laughs, or like Pita little laughs, you know which ones I'm talking about, like that kind of laughter. I think if you can include that like every other day or like once a week, that's my type of self-care. And I think it's easy to do, especially if you have a favorite comedian or, like I said, a friend. Like, just find time to laugh. The fifth habit is a little more serious, maybe a little more deep, is to set boundaries. Oof, I know, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, not even just for your business, but just in general in life. But let's give it a try.
Not on my watch. Not on my...
It's really hard as a founder of a new company to not say yes to every single event, every single market, every single marketing opportunity, because you just want to grow your brand. You want to get your name out there, and you want to get your products out there, services. And so at the beginning, it's really hard to say no. And then you start getting overwhelmed because you're running out of time, especially if you're working on the side. It just gets overwhelming. Then you have your personal life, right? You have your family, you have your friends, and if you have a partner, that's another cherry on top. So it gets a bit overwhelming, is the right word to say. I experienced that at the beginning too. But let me tell you, when I started saying no, like, it was a game changer. It was great. And guess what? Nobody cared.
My God, who the hell cares?
It's not like my business didn't grow, or it's not like I lost a bunch of clients. Like, no, nothing happened. Everything's fine. And just for setting your boundaries, it doesn't mean that your whole world's gonna explode or if your business is gonna fail. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not that big of a deal. It's gonna be great. Set your boundaries. And because I say no when I have to, I am able to show up as myself, like fresh as a lettuce, for any event, because I am well rested, well fed, all the other good self-care habits that I mentioned. If you're having a little bit of a hard time kind of managing your time and realizing when you have to say no, I did make this video about how to manage and prioritize your time, which I think would be helpful, so watch this one next. But yeah, you'll just be a better person when you do show up to these events or to these opportunities, because you'll actually want to be there. So those are my 5 self-care habits for entrepreneurs that I would recommend starting with. I do have more advanced little habits, but I don't know if you're ready for that. If you are, let me know in the comments. I can do a separate video on advanced self-care, like taking it to the next level. You can do that here. But anyway, that's it for this one. Those are my top 5 habits. I hope you try them out, or at least one of them, and let me know how it goes. Until next time, don't forget, Poquito goes a long way. Ciao, ciao.